everyone. Thank you for attending this urgent meeting. As you all know, the video showing 15 years old Zara Kairina being physically and verbally assaulted by her classmates has gone viral. Over 2 million views in just one day. This tragic event has sparked nationwide outrage, and rightfully so. Parents are furious, teachers are shocked, and the public is demanding answers. How did this happen in a school that's supposed to be a safe place to students? So today our mission is clear. We must identify the causes, the failures, and the most importantly, the solutions. We are not here to point fingers to others, but we are here to rebuild trust in our education system and to protect our students. So, Goy, as a counselor and mental health advocate, could you begin by explaining what this can reveal about the state of our schools?
Thank you, Minister Islin. Before we discuss Jara's case, it is important that we first understand what bullying truly means. According to Center of Disease Control and Prevention 2014 and Dr. Dan L. Wells 1993, bullying refers to repeated, intentional, aggressive behavior that involves a clear imbalance of power. In more simple terms, it happens when someone uses their strength, influence, or social status to hurt another person who feels powerless to defend themselves. In Zara's case, this definition applies perfectly as the action against her will repeated and intend to humiliate her. From a counseling perspective, the first major causes of bullying in school is weak supervision. Many bullying incidents will happen in places where the students are left unsupervised, such as dormitories, canteen, hallway, and toilets. When adults are not present, bullies often feel free to act without any fear of consequence. Research from the Ministry of Education show that most of the 7,681 bullying cases reported in 2024 occurred during unsupervised time or outside the classroom hours. This shows that even with the rules in place, many schools still fail to protect students in high-risk areas. The second cause is poor enforcement of anti-bullying policies. Although most schools have clear rules about respect and discipline, many of these policies exist only on paper. Some teachers hesitate to report cases because they feel damaging the school reputations, while others choose to handle the problem quietly. I completely understand these concerns, but this silence will send the wrong message. When the schools fail to act firmly, students will begin to believe that bullying is acceptable as long as no one complains. This lack of consistent actions will allow the problem to grow. The third and most serious causes is the culture of silence and fear. Many students who witness bullying stay quiet because they do not want to become the next target, while the victim will often feel that reporting will not make anything change, and this silence is dangerous because it isolates the victims and encourages the bullies. When students record an act of bullying instead of helping, it also reflects a serious loss of empathy. It shows that we are teaching the young people to watch the pain rather than stop it, and that is something we urgently need to change. All the causes create the ideal environment for bullying to grow. A 2021 national study found that nearly 79% of Malaysian students have been involved in bullying, proving it is not an individual issue but a serious social problem in school. If these underlying causes are not addressed, the circle will continue to repeat itself. Jara's story is a painful reminder that silence and inactions can destroy life, and we cannot allow this to happen again.
I agree completely, Ms. Goy. As someone who represents students, I can say that fear of being labeled is real. Many students want to report bullying, but worry that it be targeted next. Some even believe the school won't take action, so they give up. In my school, we had a case where a student was bullied online for months, and when she reported it, the response was just a warning to the bully. She later transferred schools. That's how mistrust begins. If Zara's case won't go had gone viral, I doubt it. It will have reached the level of national consensus. But I also think there is deeper issues. The way some students view power, many things dominance equals respect. They tease or hurt others to look cool or strong. It is not just about anger. It is about social survival. This uh, this mindset needs to be challenged directly through the education about empathy, respect, and values.
That's a painful truth, Mr. Ifai. Sometimes the system reacts only after the public outrage, not before. So that's the main issues in our this this case. In this
Yes,
case,
yes.
we need to change that. So, Goy, from a psychological point of view, what happens to victims like Zara when such videos go viral?
From my perspective as a counselor, when a case like Jara goes viral, the emotional harm will become even deeper. For a younger teenager, having her pain shared online with millions turn the private trauma into public humiliations. This kind of exposure will bring intense feeling of shame, fear, and also helpless. Victims often lose trust, withdraw from others, and begin to blame themselves, which will make the recovery more harder. At the same time, the virus spread was the reason her case was finally taken seriously. The Justice for Jara campaign pushed the authorities to reopen the investigations and take an actions. This shows that public outrage can make institutions respond, but it also reminds us that protection should not depend on social media attentions. However, the viral attentions also brought to more pain. The repeated sharing of the video and the spreading of false information online made the family suffering worse. Each report reminded them of their loss, and the authorities had to step into in order to stop the spreading of misinformation. This shows how easily the internet can turn the real suffering into public entertainment. Still, this tragedy made the nation reflect. It will start important discussions about school safety, mental health, and responsibility online behavior. The government has begun reviewing the children protection policies and digital safety measures. Although the exposure causes pain, it also becomes a powerful wake-up call for a real change. What matters now is how we move forward. We must provide a proper psychological support for the victims, and build a system that acts before the public demands. Every children deserves safety and dignity before the next case appears online, not after.
That's true. Social media is powerful, but also dangerous. I've seen how one cruel post can destroy someone's confidence overnight. Students post things without thinking about the consequence. Likes and share seems more important than someone's dignity. I think schools need to start teaching digital ethics and empathy. We we must understand that every comment, every video share has an emotional impact. Um, Once a video like Zara's goes viral, we can undo the damage, even if people delete it later. And sometimes students record videos, and not because they are evil, but because think it is entertaining. They don't realize they are feeding a culture of violence. So part of our solution must include digital literacy to make students aware that being a bystander with a camera it is as harmful as being the bully.
Okay, so after hearing both of your point, I think that is really brilliant. In fact, I'm considering a policy that introduces digital citizenship education in all secondary schools. It will teach students responsible online behavior, cyberbullying awareness, and emotional intelligence. But Roy, as someone who has worked closely with students, how can we break this culture of silence you mentioned earlier?
From a psychological perspective, the only real way to break this culture of silence is by rebuilding the trust, which means that students need to feel more emotionally safety before they can speak. When a children believe their voice will be ignored or punished, silence will become their way in order to staying safe. This is why trust is the foundation of any effective anti-bullying effort. Policies alone do not create safety, but authentic human connection does. At the moment, many school counselors are caring too much. In some schools, one counselor will be responsible for hundreds of students, which make it impossible to form a real emotional connections. We need more trained counselors who are not stuck doing paperwork but are visible, approachable, and present in daily school life. When the students know and trust their counselor, healing can begin even before they speak. We also need to strengthen the emotional support among the students. Peer support programs like Pembimbing Rakan Sebaya are not just leadership activities. They are early interventions system when the students are trained to listen, notice the distress, and guide their friends toward help. Empathy will become part of the school culture. Many victims will open up first to a friend rather than an adult, so empowering these peers can save lives. To reduce the fear of being exposed, school must provide a safe way to report bullying. A confidential digital reporting system such as a National Safeguard My app can allow the student to share what they experience without fear of judgment. Reports should go directly to both the school counselors and a higher authority to ensure that the real accountability. This will build a sense of safety because the students know that their voice will not disappear without action. Finally, transparency creates trust. When the ministry openly shares data about bullying cases and outcomes, it sends a clear message to the student that their pain is seen and taken seriously. Once the student believe that the system truly listens and protect them, they will begin to speak. When they speak, healing can begin, and for them, the entire school community will get benefits.
Yes, that's exactly what we have been discussing in the student council. It's called a Spark Safe. It could include an anonymous chat feature, automatic alerts to counselors, and even resource links for mental health support. Students today are tech savvy. Let's use that. If the government support this, student will feel empowered to act. Sometimes students want to help, but they don't know how. Speak Safe could make it simple, private, and safe. And Minister, if I may add, we could even train student ambassador for safety, who would be the bridge between students and the counselor. They keep share information about reporting and emotional support, especially for new students who often feel sad, frustrated, or afraid.
Okay, that's an innovative idea, Mr. Ifan. I will bring it to the Ministry's Technology Division. We could pilot Speak Safe in 10 school first, evaluate its success, and then expand it to nationwide. However, we must also ensure follow-up and action. Reporting is only meaningful when responses are swift and sensitive. Roy, what steps can we take to ensure schools to respond effectively once a case is reported?
From a counseling and psychology point of view, the key to an effective response is structure, speed, and empathy. Reporting alone means nothing if the system does not act quickly and compassionately. The first step is to establish a response team in every school. This team should include the principal, a counselor, and a teacher representative who must begin to investigate any report within the 24 hours. A fast response shows the victim that their pain is taken seriously and help to stop the problems from spreading further. Next, both the victim and the bully must receive the right kind of support. The victims need immediate counseling and protections to feel safe again. This may include adjusting the class schedule or increasing the supervisions in areas where the bullying has happened. For the bully, consequences are important, but so is guidance and rehabilitations. Many bullies act out because of their own emotional pain or lack of self-control. They need help to build empathy, understanding themselves better, and manage their emotions in healthier ways. Punishment alone rarely will change the behavior, but support and rehabilitations will give them a chance to learn and grow. Parents also play a vital role. In many cases, bullying reflects emotional gaps that begin at home. School should involve the parents not only for disciplines but also for guidance and education. For the victims' parents, cooperation will help the children heal and rebuild their confidence. Well, for the bullying parents, it raised awareness and encouraged more understanding and responsibility in parenting. When the parent recognize their influence, they can help to stop the circle of harmful behavior before it continues. This three-part approach, which includes a quick school response, emotional support, and active personal parental involvement, creates both accountability and healing. It sends a clear message to every student that bullying will never be ignored and that their voice will deserve to be heard.
That's so important. Parents often underestimate what their children are capable of doing or going through. Some bullies come from homes where shouting and aggression are normal, while some victims come from homes where they told to stay quiet or endure it. We need to reshape how families talk about respect and mental health. Maybe the ministry can organize parent workshops every term where counselor and students share real stories and teach parents to recognize sign of distress. When home and school work together, silence will finally break.
Okay, that's a very balanced approach, accountability with empathy. So, is there anything else that both of you need to give an idea about the punishment that we can give to some students that bullies that do bullies to other students?
Yes. Okay, Minister, I think we students often feel the system goes too soft on the bullies. They apologize and that's it. A few days later, they start again. Should there be stronger consequences? Sometimes bullies don't change because they don't feel the impact of their actions. They see a short suspension as a break from school, not as a reason. I believe we need a justice system that combines disciplines and education. It can make the bullies understand how their actions destroy another person's confidence. For example, instead of just detention, bullies could be required to attend empathy workshops or volunteer in a peer support programs. When they face real story from victims, they might finally understand the pain they cause. And I also think victims should have a say in what justice looks like, giving them a voice, restore dignity. It's not a revenge; it's a healing.
You are right, Ivan. I completely agree with you that there must be consequences, but I also believe that punishment alone cannot heal anyone. The real solutions, in my view, it is a structured model that combines discipline with the care. For the first offense, I am of the same opinion that the students should be given a verbal warning and counseling. This will allow them to understand the emotional impact of their actions and learn a better way to manage their anger or pressure. For the second offense, I agree with you in principle, but suspensions alone is not enough. It should come with a rehabilitation program that helps the student to develop their empathy and emotional control. The aim is not only to stop the behavior, but also to help the student change. However, if the bullying continues, I cannot agree with giving endless chances. At that stage, a school transfer or policy involvement may be necessary to protect other students. Safety must always come first. At the same time, I completely agree that victims like Zara need long-term support, not just attention when the issues become public. Continuous therapy will help them to rebuild their confidence and feel safe again. Real healing can only happen in our school only when both the victims and bullies will receive the right support.
So I strongly agree with both of you. Bullying case should never disappear from records until we are sure both victim and perpetrator have recovered emotionally and academically. We will also mandate teachers to retraining, focusing on classroom management, empathy, and early intervention. Too often, teachers overlook subtle signs, a quiet student, and empathy see a change in behavior.
That's so true. Teachers can be our strongest allies if they are observant. In fact, some of my best teachers they didn't wait for me to speak up. They noticed. One teacher in my school started each class by asking, "Is everyone okay today?" It seemed small, but it made a difference. And as students, we should take a responsibility too. I propose forming peer support communities, student student league group that check in with classmates, promote kindness and not and run awareness campaigns. We can design posters, lead assemble, and even organize kindness weeks where everyone is encouraged to share positive messages. Sometimes, all a victim needs is one friend to make them feel safe again. If school, uh, if school nurture that culture, bullying will be lose to power.
That is excellent leadership, Mr. Ivan. I completely agree with you because real change will begin from the students. When the young people take a stand against bullying, others will naturally follow their example.
I'm proud of both your suggestions. It shows that when adults and youth collaborate, we can build a compassionate school culture that truly protects everyone. Okay, so Mr. Ivan and Miss Goy, for the other part, I have invited one reporter to ask us about these main issues that happen right now. So, Mr. Arif, can you come in?
you.
So what's question that you want us to ask?
Thank you for inviting me in this podcast.
Yes.
And the first question to Izdi, Minister Izdi. When will the new program officially begin? And how will the minister prepare school to adapt that efficiently?
So implementation will begin next semester in 10 pilot schools across the country. These schools will launch both the Speak Safe reporting system and the emotional education. Before the rollout, principals, counselors, and teachers will attend training workshops focused on mental health awareness, early detection of bullying, and building positive school cultures. By the following academic year, the innovative will expand nationwide. Each phase will include progress evaluation, student feedback, and policy reviews to ensure that schools remain committed. This marks the beginning of continuous journey toward safer and more compassionate learning environments.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Izdi. Okay, next to counselor, go. Okay. So, Miss, how will the minister make sure the school follow through with the plan and do not treat them as temporary campaign?
That is an excellent question. The ministry is determined to ensure that this initiative lasts and becomes a long-term cultural shift. We will conduct quarterly well-being audit and collect animal student feedback to measure the real outcome. Every report will be received by the National Anti-Bullying Task Force. Schools that struggle to meet the standards will receive direct guidance from our counseling divisions. Beyond enforcement, our focus is on care. The post-trauma recovery program will offer free counseling, peer support sessions, and academic reintegration assistance. Real success will be achieved when the student feels safe to speak, teacher feels supported to act, and the parent feel confident that their children are protected.
Thank you, Miss, for the answer. So next is I find as a student, council president.
Yes.
So what message would you like to send to those who bully others and victim who remain silent?
My message is for everyone who has ever been part of this issue. To those who bully, I want to say that you can choose to change. Real strength is not found in the control of fear. It is found in a compassion. Every person has an ability to learn, to apologize, and to become better. To the victims, please know that your pain is seen, your voice matters, and you are not alone. Help is now within reach. Use the Speak Safe platform. Talk to your counselor or reach out to someone you trust. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of courage. Change begins with us through the way we treat one another in class, in games, and online. Every word and every action matters. Together, we can choose kindness, and that is the greatest strength of all.
Okay, so we are at the end of this discussion. So this council stands united in purpose, in compassion. The case of Zara Karina is not just a tragedy, it is turning point for our education system. It reminds us that safety and empathy must always walk hand in hand with
Hand in
academic excellence. Let today be the beginning of the new chapter where every student can learn without fear and every school becomes a heaven of respect.
I strongly agree with you.
Me too.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.